Zagreus, you must have left most of your lifeblood back the other way. Oh, I jest. But you look terrible. No one likes to die, young man. But since you seem about to any moment now, you keep your head held high, do you hear me? Well, let's face it, Zagreus, you are as good as dead right now. But you'll just slosh right back out of the river Styx and give it a good try again, won't you? Now, Zagreus, once you arrive, we'll have to find for you a suitable mate, won't we? Fine young man such as yourself. Normally, there's much to choose from around here, with some exceptions, of course, such as my cunning daughter, Artemis, willfully uninclined to take a mate at all. Thank you for the introduction, daughter. Now, you run along, go frolic with your nymphs or something. Leave me to assist my nephew here. Bestow on him your faint blessing if you must. Come now, Zagreus. The only thing Lady Aphrodite has under control is her long list of salivating suitors, am I right? Aphrodite, how about you bestow your blessing and be off, and I'll take it from here. Young man, I know you'd like to get to know the comely Aphrodite face to face. Or, I don't know, you can decide once you arrive at last. He can decide, isn't that right, my Lady Aphrodite, My brothers Hades and Poseidon once fought bravely by my side. You know that, don't you, nephew? We prevailed against the Titans and established law upon the earth. Your father then descended to the land of death, and we've not seen much of each other since. Your father must have told you that his governance over the underworld is due more to the weaving of the fates than by his choice. Admittedly, he got the short end of the stick, whereas Poseidon and myself, why, we've been doing rather well indeed. My brother Hades always was a lonesome man, you know. I pitied him, but I could never quite extract him from his thorny shell. Now he stews resentfully down there. We needn't bear the brunt of his frustrations. So you are son to Hades by that Nyx, the night goddess, is that correct, nephew? Well, I suppose she's closest to a queen as your lord fathers like to find down there. I tried to match him up with some more wholesome types, but no, and here we are. You must forgive the Lady Demeter her scornfulness, nephew, for she is still recovering after the sudden disappearance of her daughter. Though it was quite some time ago, the girl, poof, just vanished. I try to lighten up the mood around it every now and then, but no, a sore spot still. Poor Demeter, young man. We still wonder what became of her fair daughter. Ran away with mortals there, perhaps. Some of the tales even more preposterous. Don't go believing everything you hear, and do be sensitive about the subject, Demeter, she's been through quite enough. The Lady Demeter still prattles on about her missing girl, Zagreus. But I want you to understand something, all right? She's gone. We all have grieved. Perhaps Demeter shall finally accept what has occurred, and we can move forward, having grown stronger as a family. By the way, nephew, I hear tell your mother Nyx is quite the catch, if you'll forgive my saying so, of course. Your father's never had much of a sensibility around companionship, though perhaps this concubine of his brought something out in him at last. I must say, nephew, although it pleases me that we here reconnected with your father's realm, just between us, it pleases me even more that you are able to keep sticking it to him. You keep that up, all right? Ah, most splendid of an offering, young man. And while we've yet to even meet in person, I already feel as though the two of us are close. Why, closer than you must be even with your father. Perhaps we ought to go telling everybody I'm your real father, am I right? Greetings there, young man. Look, your father's always been rather difficult, and he's not so much as called in quite some time. You'll have a better home where you belong, here on Olympus. And to help you on your journey, have my blessing. How is old Hades doing anyway, nephew? I suspect he's every bit as prickly as ever, whereas you are nothing of the sort. Your grim-faced father's such a spoil-sport, nephew, the way he keeps impeding your escape. Ah, well, just keep at it, Here on Olympus, nephew, we take care of one another and support each other, quite unlike how it must be there in your father's grim domain. No wonder you intend to leave. Your grim-faced father's such a spoil-sport, nephew, the way he keeps impeding your escape. Ah, well, just keep at it, Far be it from me to raise my hand against your father, dear nephew. Although I do suppose old Hades has it coming, doesn't he? I suppose even down in the underworld you would have heard such tales of me, young man. They're all untrue, except the tales of my bravery. Those are completely accurate, though all too modest in most cases, I must say. Know that many mortals ask me for my blessings constantly, and I mean all the time, young nephew. But for you, you needn't ask at all. Hello, young man, and might I offer you a little taste of the heavens themselves? Though don't go telling your old sulky father I've been spoiling you rotten. I wonder, nephew, whether you're prepared as yet to harness the surpassing power I shall grant you now. Don't take this blessing lightly, and may you use it well. Nephew, I have somewhat of a favor I must ask. You tell your father, if you so happen to run into him again, that his brother Zeus forgives him, and would like to reconnect, and welcome him into the family again. You tell him for me, You honor me, young man, as well you should, for I am ruler of Olympus, am I not? Such courtesies are shown me constantly, yet I appreciate them all. That is quite enough, that's quite enough, I say. You're still alive, aren't you? I know you have it in you to surpass your father, Zagreus, assuming you are anything like me. I know just how much you must want out of there, young man, and I want that as well. Good thing for you, as I get what I want around here. Ask anybody. My brave daughter Athena beat me to you this time, has she? No matter. With her blessing and my own, you shall be nigh unstoppable. It pleases me to know, young man, that you and Dionysus have been getting on so well. He could use a level-headed friend, and you could use my blessing. Poseidon sought you out already, My boastful brother gets on with Lord Hades even worse than I, so let me put a little spark into his storms for you. Getting along with Ares, are you, nephew? Would that you were my son instead of he, but no, I jest. Here, take my blessing, please. So my elusive Artemis has shown you favor, has she? The little scamp, she seldom shows respect to anyone, not even me. But I'll enhance her blessing nonetheless. Has lovely Aphrodite put you in a trance already, Zagreus? Or might I offer you the blessing of Olympus to intensify her catastrophic power with my own? My good sister Demeter already tried to poison you against me, as I understand, young man. Oh, foster sister, she prefers, I say, loath as she is to accept her role as part of our great family. You fight your father's legions with Varatha, the eternal spear. The irony must not escape him, for he long ago stood by my side against the Titans with that thing in hand. That shield of yours called Aegis, why in fact it's mine from long ago, young man. I've no more need of it, of course, though how you found it you shall have to tell me once you're here. Ah, now that's the Aegis that I know and love. Or used to love, at least, the dear old thing. Now I quite love these shocking bolts of mine. Though I am proud you've given Aegis a good home, and bear it in my name. Now isn't that mouth on the twin fists there in your possession, Zagreus? Last god I saw bedecked in those old gloves was Demeter herself, oh, way back when. She was a real fighter at the time, not just a naysayer. I shall be watching over you, young man, though it is dark down there. It is my solemn wish, dear Zagreus, that eventually we settle up our differences with your Lord Father. But for now, we fight. This pleases me. Pah! All is forgiven and forgotten, Zagreus. What were we even going on about back there? Oh, young man, you hurt somebody's feelings. Now, nephew, you are most generous indeed in showing all this deference to me. But we must keep some distance, shouldn't we? Lest all the others here, why, they would be most jealous if they caught me playing favorites. even though you are my favorite. Presently, at least. What have I done, good nephew, to deserve such scorn? Your lapse in judgment here is not so easy to forgive, yet easily punished. Nephew, when presented with a choice to side against me or not to be such a fool, do be sure to choose the latter next time, You overstep your bounds with me, nephew, but I shall make you fall right back in line. I ought to strike you down!